Is this my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh, this is my camera? Oh,
Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. Our favorite doctor is back in the headlines. You all's favorite psychologist. Doctor in question, or not really a doctor, Cheyenne Bryant, but she's back in the news for that video there. You know, and everybody like, man, sit your ass down and show your credentials and stop lying, right? But what that did lead to is today's video, you know. For some reason, we got this guy, Bishop Dr. Jaquel Pitts, who says that he is the president and vice president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. And it is the institution that has, quote unquote, recently conferred a degree of psychology to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. First question is, you know, can someone simply award a doctorate after the fact to validate years of claiming to have one? And, you know, what actually makes someone a doctor, right? You know, because from my understanding, this university has only been around for 8 or 9 months, not even long enough to give out degrees or for anybody to earn a bachelor's degree, let alone a Ph.D. But you know, this is what we had to talk about. We're gonna have some fun. I saw this, I was like, man, I gotta talk about this. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun tonight, but we're gonna learn, but we're gonna have some fun. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hype this video, comment. If you are not subscribed to this channel, go ahead and take the time out to subscribe, share this video, because we're getting in and we're having some fun. So what we are going to be looking at is an interview between Mark Lamont Hill and Bishop Dr. Jaquel Pitts. And myself and Mark, we're going to give some background about how we got here. So let's jump into this. Once again, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, share, hit that hype button, help a brother out over here. All right, so the controversy began after Pastor Jamal Bryant questioned Cheyenne Bryant's academic credentials. The question centered around whether she possessed an earned doctorate, where it came from, whether the institution that she earned it from was accredited, and whether she had completed graduate coursework. The discussion eventually reached Mark Lamont Hill, who interviewed Bishop Dr. Jaquel Pitts, and once again, who identified himself as both the president and vice president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. All right, a little timeline, right? 2025, Cheyenne appeared on Jamal Bryant's platform. She was introduced as a doctor on the platform. Very little attention was given to her credentials. In 2026, after she told Black women that they were the problem in the relationships, questions started resurfacing after several public appearances. And once again, one of those when she told Black women that they were the problem in relationships, and Black women said, oh, hell no. And they started pulling her credentials, right? So that led to Pastor Jamal Bryant publicly apologizing for previously platforming Cheyenne without verifying her credentials. And he stated that because his sister Thelma Bryant has extensive expertise in psychology, and I think he said she's the president of the American Psychological Association, and we'll see in the video, but he became concerned about the legitimacy of Cheyenne Bryant's academic claims. So from that led to Jamal Bryant receiving a cease and desist letter from Cheyenne Bryant. And listen to what I'm saying. The letter is from Cheyenne Bryant, no one else. The letter's from Cheyenne Bryant, and that came after raising questions about her credentials. Later, he also received emails from Jaquel Pitts defending Bryant's doctorate, and that's how, you know, Mark Lamont Hill came in. So Mark Lamont Hill reached out to Jaquel Pitts because, you know, internet did their job and all his credentials is out there. So he reached out to Pitts for an interview, and it's a crazy ass interview. It's a shit show, and it just shows you like how crazy people are and how far people will go to try to even validate something that's not even true. Like Cheyenne Bryant can't even prove what she's saying. So this person, and remember, this dude don't even know her. When this dude giving her a doctorate degree don't even know her. This is crazy. But man, so and remember, Pitt says that he is the president and vice president of this university. All right, so let me stop wasting time. Please, once again, hit that like button, hit that hype button, share, subscribe, and let's get into this video. It's funny too, and I'm warning you, it gets worse as you go, but it's funny.
This is your brother Mark Lamont Hill. You are watching a very, very special edition of the Mark Lamont Hill official YouTube channel. We are part of a moment where a lot of things are happening in the social front. A lot of things are happening in the public conversation. And one of the biggest things happening in the public conversation is the conversation about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. A lot of you in the internet, especially Black internet, have been talking about the degree controversy. And for a long time, that degree controversy had quieted down. We, of course, know it started on Joe Budden podcast with conversations about Dr. Bryant's licensure. And then there were questions that were raised around her Ph.D. or PsyD, her doctorate of psychology. And at some point, people started to say, look, this degree ain't real. This didn't happen. This thing ain't true. There is no degree. The conversations popped up. People pushed back, and then it sort of died. And a lot of people,
and remember, those conversations popped up after she betrayed the sisterhood.
People concluded that she likely didn't have a doctoral degree. Then a few days ago, something else happened. Something interesting happened.
What's that, Mark? What
y'all know the Netflix controversy?
What happened?
Y'all
Mark?
know the controversy where people come out making their own Netflix documentary where they sit down and they start their documentary and they're looking around, looking at the camera, you know, doing their thing. Well, Dr. Bryant did one playfully, kind of leaning into the controversy about people who were accusing her of not having a doctoral degree. And she called them haters. And she said, of course, that she does have one. That's the implication. She was even wearing a doctoral gown. Well, as y'all know, the doctoral gown got criticized and scrutinized, and it raised even more questions by people. And I was one of those people. I'm not trying to act like I wasn't. All of that happened. At the same time, Pastor Jamal Bryant comes forward. Now, he had already been a champion of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. He was one of the people who platformed her, and many people criticized him for putting her on in the first place. And then later on, when all the controversy happened, he apologized. He apologized for a few reasons. In fact, let me show you what the latest development is with Dr. Jamal Bryant, because he posted something today that I thought was very interesting.
I shouldn't even have to do this. It's ridiculous. Over a month ago, I came to you and apologized for platforming Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I felt I had a responsibility considering my sister is the former president of the American Psychological Association.
So since his sister is the president of the APA, why didn't he check Cheyenne's credentials from the jump? We wouldn't have been here if he would have checked their credentials from the jump. Because you already knew your sister was the president of the APA. It's not like you found out after Cheyenne. Like, you already knew your sister was that. So, yeah.
The youngest to ever hold that position. Not soon after that, I received an email, a cease and desist, not to mention her name or to speak to the controversy. I scanned down to the bottom, and it was not from a lawyer, not from an attorney, not anybody who was barred.
Who was from?
It was from Cheyenne Bryant herself.
This lady, wow. This lady is wild, but she knows how to play the game. She knows how to be relevant. Hell, look, I'm talking about her. We all talking about her. So she understands that, but she crazy as hell.
I said, I'm gonna walk away. I do not want to be a part of black on black crime. So I let it go, never addressed it, never mentioned it again until I received this email on yesterday from Dr. Jaquel Pitts.
And this is where this dummy inserts himself into the story with his little university trying to say that she is a doctor because he made her a doctor.
Who is serving as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University, who said to me in writing that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has just received her Ph.D. in theocentric psychology. I did a quick Google search. Indiana, the whole state, does not recognize Indiana Southwestern Christian University, is not registered. The president claimed that the degree is in theocentric psychology. Again, I didn't even use Claude or ChatGPT. Google, the cheapest one, says that theocentric psychology shifts a person from ego to universal thought. I don't even know what that means. The president.
So theocentric psychology is a non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on a God-centered approach to human consciousness, personal growth, and inner peace. It was developed by Dr. Paul Leon Masters within the International Metaphysical Ministry University System. It is distinct from traditional clinical psychology and does not treat mental illness. I'll read it once again. Theocentric psychology is a non-clinical spiritual framework focusing on a God-centered approach to human consciousness, personal growth, and inner peace. It was developed by Dr. Paul Leon Masters within the International Metaphysical Ministry University System. It is distinct from traditional clinical psychology and does not treat mental illnesses.
The president goes on to say that they cannot provide any transcripts. I send a one-line email. Who are y'all accredited by? And he sent me back this. Accreditation Religioso. I don't know what this means. But ladies and gentlemen, the last line that I've highlighted for you is no transcript can be provided. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. The president of Indiana Southwest Christian University doesn't even have a college email. Jaquel Pitts is on Gmail. So if you want the transcript, email him directly, and maybe he'll be able to give you answers I'm not able to provide. Y'all, let's shut the case on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The only robes I want to see people in are the 500 kids who are trying to go to Howard.
So that was the latest. That came out earlier today. Dr. Jamal Bryant had his word. He had his say. He laid out his exchanges with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, allegedly. Again, I can't confirm that Cheyenne Bryant sent him that email. I don't want to speak for Cheyenne Bryant. Cheyenne Bryant knows that she is welcome here anytime to share her perspective on this. I'd love to hear it. But that's Jamal Bryant's perspective. That's his case. That's his explanation. He also said that he had an interaction with Bishop Pitts.
So before he goes further, let me show you this. Let me share my screen because he said, you know, people keep saying they can't get transcripts, they can't get all this information and stuff. Let me share my screen. So, of course, those who've, you know, gone to college and stuff, you understand. You know what? Hold on, you know what parchment is. This is the Parchment website. Parchment is where everybody goes to get all of their transcripts. Look, I even put it in the Argosy University, all campuses, ordering your own credentials and academic records. Just put your stuff in here, put your information in here, and it's already set for Argosy University. I've used Parchment several times for like Florida A&M University. Like you could put anything in here. Look, Florida State University, Florida A. Let me see, A and M. I might have to spell it all out, but you get what I'm saying. You any school on here, you can go get your credentials. I hit the wrong thing. Hold on, I hit the wrong button. Let me reshare my screen. But right, all right, so here we go. But pretty much put any university on here. Let's see, Florida. What keep happening? The hell? There we go, FAMU, my school. Okay, I see what Parchment is doing. All right, but here we go. It keeps switching screens on. That's what it keep doing. So, but this is where you would pretty much any university, my university, put your information in. All right, so yeah. You can get transcripts. They lying talking about you can't get transcripts. You can get transcripts.
Is the president of said university. And I said, well, if I can't get Dr. Bryant, well, even if I could get Dr. Bryant, I'd also want to talk to Bishop Pitts to get to the bottom of this, because he's saying allegedly that there is a degree, that there is a university, and that this is a legitimate enterprise. And so rather than traffic and internet gossip, rather than guess, I said, let me bring the man in himself. Let me bring the brother in himself, who could help us understand.
Now, get your mind right. If you have not seen this already, get your mind right. Usually when you see an interview, a public interview, especially with somebody with a platform and credentials, academic credentials, like Mark Lamont Hill, you think people with, a university president will be in his office, looking professional like a university president, right? Check this out.
And what's going on? So joining us right.
Where the hell is he? With a Gucci shirt on, looking like he outside some apartments, outside on a cell phone. Janky.
Right now is Bishop Jaquel Pitts, who is the president of the university in question. Bishop Pitts, thank you for joining me. And thank you especially for joining me on short notice.
You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for having me, Dr. Hill.
It's a pleasure. Please call me Mark. I'm not into the.
Hey, Mark, funny. Hey, Mark, funny. hey, Mark, like I'm a real doctor. Don't mix me with y'all.
Causes problems.
Okay.
So, talk to me. I'm sorry, we live, so I'm working out the light situation as we talk.
Okay.
First of all, what is the institution that you are president of?
Indiana Southwest Christian University is an institution that I am the president of. It's a private Christian university. It's not like secular universities that offer a vast array of subjects like business and biology. It only offers subject matters that pertains to fields in ministry, spiritual counseling, theology, Christian education, church administration, sacred music, Christian art, canon law, church communications, spirituality and social work. So it's Christ-based. It's not a secular-based institution.
Continue, please. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So we only offer religious-based degrees, and we are recognized.
So meaning that these degrees don't transfer into the professional world, especially into something like psychology, which will actually be treating people with real mental illnesses. You can't treat them with the kind of credentials that will come from a New Jack City university.
By the state of Indiana, I believe I've sent your team official documentation from the state of Indiana recognizing our university. So Dr. Bryant's false claims that we're not registered or recognized in the state, I just want to provide education. So a religious institution or a private Christian university can apply for religious exemption that allows them to operate without any formal secular accreditation. And in regard to receiving federal student aid funds, there are certain institutions that choose not to participate in that process, and so they go by a process of religious exemption. So what we have is official religious exemption from the state of Indiana, which we provided a copy of the letter to your team. If you don't have it, I'll resend it.
Yeah, I have it right here. Let me pull up this letter, because as I'm trying to zoom it in for my audience here. But as I'm reading said letter, it explains what religious exemption is, and it says that it will allow organizations and institutions to be exempted if they have a clearly religious nature, which you're saying you all are. The one thing that it seemed to me, though, that came up at the end of the letter, if I'm not mistaken, is that they will now review your case to see if they will give you the exemption. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. What the letter, based on my interpretation, stated that if there's anything that modifies with the curriculum that we are disseminating, there will be a further review, because the curriculum has to be strictly religious in nature in order for us to receive the religious exemption.
Okay. So as of now, you're saying that the organization has been granted a religious exemption and is accredited.
So I'm reading this, and this one is pertaining to the state of Florida, but it's talking about religious exemptions. One of the religious exemptions is state oversight exemptions, which allows specific religious colleges to operate and grant degrees without going through standard state government licensing or secular accreditation. A school controlled by a church or religious body can request a formal exemption from federal laws if those laws contradict the school's doctrine. If an individual exemption is granted, the university may offer alternate safety or operational steps, yada, yada, yada. But so for state of Florida, it says religious institutions that meet the requirements found in section 1005.061F of the Florida Statutes and Rule 6E5.001 Florida Administrative Code are not under the jurisdiction or purview of the Commission for Independent Education, are not required to obtain licensure. A religious college may operate without governmental oversight if the college annually verifies by sworn affidavit to the commission that the name of the institution includes a religious modifier or the name of a religious patriarch, saint, person, or symbol of the church. The institution offers only educational programs that prepare students for religious vocations as ministers, professionals, or laypersons in the categories of ministry, counseling, theology, education, administration, music, fine arts, media, communications, or social work. So once again, what I'm reading is specifically for the state of Florida, but yeah, that's well, let me look at this. This is from congress.gov. It's talking about the religious exemption. And let's see, hopefully it don't take long to open. I don't know. It's not giving me what I want, but let's continue.
Accredited by this Indiana's Commission on Higher Education?
What I'm stating is that we have been granted a religious exemption by the state of Indiana, as verified in the letter. In regard to accreditation, we have accreditation, but it is not recognized by the United States Department of Education. There is no actual mandate. There is actually no mandate of accreditation. We are not mandated to have accreditation recognized by the United States Department of Education. There's also religious institutions that specifically object to secular accreditation. But we do have accreditation, but it's not recognized by the United States Department of Education. However, there is no law mandating accreditation.
Okay, understood. So you are not accredited, but you are exempted from those by the accredited organization, and you're standing in that as a principal choice, not as like a we're not good enough to be accredited. You're saying we're not based on our religious nature.
No, we are accredited, but we're not accredited by secular accreditation that's recognized by the United States.
By the people that accredit. So
they're not credited by anybody that matters in the professional world. Let's put it like that. They might be accredited by somebody in the theological world, but not accredited by anybody in the real professional world.
So just so our audience understands, I'm not trying to nitpick and then I'll move on. Most universities are accredited by certain bodies. Y'all aren't accredited by those bodies. Y'all are accredited by somebody else.
Those are called, I'm very familiar with that. They're classified as regional accrediting bodies. We're not accredited by regional accrediting bodies for two reasons: due to our religious beliefs and because there's actually no law mandating accreditation.
Okay, fair enough.
But we are accredited by a religious form of accreditation that accreditates religious degrees.
Understood. I have here a copy of Dr. Bryant's doctoral diploma.
Yeah, doctorate degree.
Yeah, doctoral degree. I'm sorry, but it's a diploma. But yeah, it's a doctoral degree for sure. I mean, it's definitely paper. And it says Indiana Southwest Christian University hereby confers upon Cheyenne Bryant the degree of Doctor of Psychology, Theocentric Psychology. So on your on the email you sent, you all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Correct.
But here on the paper, it doesn't say that. It says Doctor of Psychology.
That is correct. So for this particular...
So listen to let's run it back. A Doctor of Education, and I think it said Theology, Education and Theology.
On the email you sent, you all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Oh, Education and Philosophy, Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy. But he's saying she earned, or he gave her a degree based off his interpretation of her earning a degree. A degree in psychology, which they don't offer at the university, but this will be the first of that kind.
In the Southwest Christian University hereby confers upon Cheyenne Bryant the degree of Doctor of Psychology, Theocentric Psychology. So on your on the email you sent, you all offer Doctor of Education and Doctor of Philosophy, correct?
Correct.
But here on the paper, it doesn't say that. It says Doctor of Psychology.
That is correct. So for this particular case, we decided to offer a Doctor of Psychology degree to Theocentric Psychology. This particular case is a very profound case. Just to give some background on why I even made this decision, it's because this has been talked about matter for for a consecutive amount of years. And I took the initiative upon myself, because she has 2 honorary doctorate degrees. I took the initiative upon myself to give her a earned doctorate degree.
You can't give a earned degree. How does that make sense? I'm going to give you what you earned. You're not giving me what I earned. I earned it. She either earned it or she didn't. But listen to his definition of earning, because clearly he don't know what earning means.
In her interviews that she possesses online, she says, I'm a doctor of psychology. If you go back to her previous video, she says, I'm a doctor of psychology. I'm a doctor of psychology. So that was the primary reason why the degree is classified as a doctor of psychology, because I wanted to validate her self-fulfilled prophecy. And
this fool said he wanted to validate a self-fulfilled prophecy. Negro, please. You can't even validate yourself for office.
Also, is there are individuals
Look at
who
Mark
doubted the validity of her degree. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to step up and I'll grant her a degree. And now there's proof that she actually has the degree.
So doctors, your university doesn't give doctors of psychology, but you've given one, and that one is to Cheyenne Bryant because of her self-fulfilled prophecy.
No, we provide doctor of psychology degrees, but
No, you
it's
don't.
rare that students elect to pursue that degree.
No,
How many
you
doctors
don't.
of psychology have you given ever?
Only one. So literally,
If anybody signs up for this university, you deserve everything you get.
the university was created.
And
in
who's
May.
that one? Is it Cheyenne Bryant?
Cheyenne Bryant. The university was just established in May of 2026. So, in regard to
Got it.
3 months. I mean,
Dr. Bryant's
2 months.
narrative of
They've been around a month and 30 days. A month and 30 days, and you giving out a degree. You can't even get a bachelor. You can't even get an associate. You can't even get a damn vocational certificate in that time. What are you talking about?
the school not being registered. It was just started in May of 2026. So it's not going to have any type of standing online. It was just established in May of 2026.
How many doctors have you given out total since May?
Only one.
So in the history of this school, which started
In May.
8 weeks ago,
In May.
Yes.
you've given out one degree, and that is to Cheyenne Bryant. So if you've only been open for 8 or 9 weeks, how have you been able to do an earned doctorate? I mean, I understand an honorary doctorate because that's based on life contributions,
8 or 9. I think I
social
said
contributions, status, etc.
I think I said 8 or 9 months in the beginning, but 8 or 9 weeks. That's even worse. 8 or 9 weeks. Listen to this fool.
But an earned doctorate is usually done through coursework. You couldn't do coursework in 2 months.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with what's required of an earned doctorate. It usually takes 4 to 6 years.
Yeah.
But as a private Christian university, we actually reserve the right to waive traditional policies and procedures. So how we conducted that particular decision was we initiated a process called prior learning assessment and credit for prior learning. And what that is that's an assessment on one's previous work in the field of psychology or theocentric psychology. And that is a process where we grant credits based on their vocational experience, their career background. There was also a forensic analysis conducted on the therapy sessions and life coaching sessions conducted by Cheyenne Bryant, and she has approximately 20 or more publicly available. And we made the assessment based on her prior learning and her work in the field of psychology to provide her with this doctor of psychology.
So he's trying to do a honorary degree, but dress it up as an honorary PhD, but dressed it up as an earned PhD. Look at Mark Lamont Hill's face. So prior learning assessment, right? And like he's just saying, rather than her earning a doctorate, the university evaluated her professional work, her coaching, her counseling, her public speaking, her life experience, and awarded her academic credits through prior learning assessments. So colleges do use prior learning assessments. However, prior learning assessments usually apply toward undergraduate credit, transfer credit, and master's prerequisites. Once again, many universities do use prior learning assessments. His prior learning assessments and his unaccredited university goes off of professional work, coaching, counseling, public speaking, and life experience, versus actual universities go off of undergraduate credit, transfer credit, and master's prerequisites. It's far less common for an entire doctoral program to be satisfied solely through prior experience, particularly in fields like psychology, where research, supervision, Clinical training and dissertations are standard requirements, so they know you know what the hell you doing. Scam.
Psychology and theocentric psychology degree. It's a very rare occurrence, but because it's a very controversial subject matter, we decided to take the step up and give her what she rightfully earned. We were compelled by her story about Arkansas University not providing transcripts, not having records. So we stepped up and gave her transcripts and her degrees.
Did you attempt to get her, when you applied, did you look at any of her transcripts?
I didn't actually have access to her transcripts. I didn't have access to her transcripts.
Why not?
That is a very tedious process to even.
I just showed y'all how to get transcripts. Parchment.com. Parchment.com is where you get transcripts from. I just showed y'all how to get transcripts. That's not a tedious process. You go in there, put your school in, you place your order, you pay the money, and you get your transcripts. I've done it several times. My man Patrick just done it. Patrick just had to do it. Patrick actually graduated with a bachelor's in psychology from Argosy. And then Patrick recently just walked across the stage with his MSW from the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. We talked about this. And he got his transcripts from where? Parchment. Stop it. Look at this face. This is the face of a scammer.
Acquire someone's transcripts. I have to contact previous universities, but what we did was made aware of is that she does have.
You just go online and you type the name. You type the name. You enter it. You give them, like, I think, a small fee. It takes about 5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a.
Don't even worry about it. Let's show you again. Parchment. Select your school to order or create an account. This is where, like, you just she went to Argosy University, right? Argosy University. I just typed it in, bam. Let me switch screens. So with this the screen it takes you to ordering your own credentials or academic records, ordering on behalf of someone else. Parchment. Welcome to Parchment. Well, ordering this service to make ordering transcripts easier for you. It is also more efficient for your school and will deliver your transcripts to the colleges you choose in the format they prefer. If you have any questions about Parchment, select the help link above. Enter your email address, follow the prompts, pay about $10, get your transcripts and any other information you need. Buddy is lying.
In psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look closely in the background, you see her master's of psychology degree. What we did
during her master's degree by zooming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that. However, we are aware that she does have a master's in psychology from the University of Phoenix, based on the viral Netflix video that she posted. If you look closely in the background, you see her master's of psychology.
That's how he verified her master's. He didn't verify her master's through actual credentials. He verified her master's by looking in the background of a video. This is a shit show. He should be ashamed of himself, and he's scamming in the name of the Lord. Hallelujah.
Degree. What we did
during her master's degree by zooming in on a Netflix video.
Yes. She claims on her public biography that she has a master's in psychology from University of Phoenix, and when you look on the video, you'll see it. Also, we did confirm her attendance at the doctoral level of her participating in courses at Arkansas University as a doctor, as there are various students who stated that she was in the same class. So that's verification that she attended doctoral level classes at Arkansas University. So that was one of the determining factors.
But that doesn't mean she passed.
I'm not aware of that, but However, based on her
What if
competency,
she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the course.
Let me run it back so you can hear what this dumbass just said. Because he's like, some of the best advice I ever got is the greatest way to get out of a hole is to, damn it, stop digging. And he don't know how to stop digging. Listen to this.
And she attended doctoral level classes at Arkansas University. So
How
that
you know
was
she
one of the
passed it?
determining factors. I'm not aware of that, but however, based on her
What
competency,
if she attended all the classes and didn't pass any of them?
Listen to this fool.
based on her competency level and her aptitude level demonstrated in the videos, we're pretty sure that she passed the courses.
Are you a psychologist?
I am a therapist.
That's not what he asked you. Are you a psychologist, my brother? And why if you are a therapist, why did you have to say it like that? Why is it, he had to get his lie together.
Are you trained as a psychologist?
I am trained as a psychologist.
He's lying.
So what do you look for? Because I'm not. That's what I'm asking. So what do you look for to know if someone has demonstrated competency in the field?
So number one, are you presenting psychological theories? Are you talking about behavioral theories? Are you demonstrating ideas about personality? Are you demonstrating ideas about motivation? Are you providing solutions to behavioral issues that exist? Now, what we will say is she may not be an elite psychologist, but there are certain factors such as the solutions that she provided to couples. She did
an expert. Would you consider an expert or below an expert?
Great question.
I'm going to say that she's competent in the field of psychology.
Okay. The reason I ask is because you gave her a doctorate degree. So if you're not an expert or not elite, then why would you get a doctorate degree in it?
Well, I'm not implying that she's not an expert. I never said that she's not an expert, but
you're not saying she is.
I am not qualified to make that determination.
You're the president of the university that gave it.
So how do you give out the dang on doctorate if you're not qualified for that? Only qualified people can give that out. Have you ever been to a graduation with doctors, bestow degrees and bestow the honors upon other doctors? Come on, man.
Degree, and you're saying you're a doctor, you have a doctorate, and you're in psychology, and you're a trained therapist. So if you're not qualified to do it, then how are you qualified to give her the degree?
I'm definitely qualified to give her the degree. As far as an expert,
how are you qualified to give her the degree?
I'm the president of the university. We made the executive decision. It's within our right. We're a private Christian university.
I know you have the right to do it, but we're talking about like qualification in terms of expertise and knowledge. You're saying you're not qualified to assess whether she's an expert or not.
The reason why I state that is because I firmly believe, as someone who is a psychologist, that you should have a presidential position in the American Psychological Association to make that determination, as that's usually made during licensure, and they validate the aptitude and the eliteness and the competency levels and the
so what do you evaluate?
Informational techniques on whether or not you're profound in your field, because there's a difference between earning a doctorate and being licensure. Those are two different things.
Oh yeah, we done went down the licensure road, Doc. Right, I'm with you. We agree wholeheartedly on that. Where did you get your doctorate from?
I got my doctorate from Northwestern Christian University. I also have another one from Atlanta College of Liberal Arts and Sciences.
Okay. And your doctorate is in what?
I have a doctorate in counseling and a doctorate in business administration.
Okay. Is that university similar to the one that you run now?
No.
The one you got your counseling degree in, is it accredited?
It is accredited.
By whom?
That I don't work for Northwestern Christian University. I only attended there. I don't know.
Is it one of them regional ones that most schools have, or is it like a religious one? That's what it is. It's a regional accredited. It's a regionally accredited institution.
Okay. Northwest Christian University online ministry degrees, free enrollment and no payment of $4.99 missionary support donation for all accelerated degrees until graduation. Many majors including counseling, education, leadership, history, biblical studies, ministry, divinity, theology, and more. A religious modifier applied to all majors. See application list. Application for list of all majors. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and Jesus Christ will direct your path in life. It says online free enrollment. Full curriculum does not require PLA prior learning assessment, only core courses and a thesis or dissertation. I want to see these. I want to see what all they offer. They ministry degrees. Let me see. They got an online ministry degree. It's funny because all their pictures is like people at the school. What's the psychology? So it's okay. I'm clicking on this. So they have an application and things. Once again, free enrollment. See if they got a list of the different degrees and stuff. So important. You can get it say enter your degree title to select your degree program. Selection is bachelor's. You get a bachelor's, master's, a master's degree in divinity, a Ph.D. It's just general Ph.D., a theological, a Ph.D. Yeah, you can't get no real. He ain't no real psychologist or a real counselor. He's a theological counselor. He ain't real.
Cool. And when did you get it?
I got it in 2021. I also have a postgraduate degree in educational psychology from Liberty University. I'm pretty sure you probably heard of Liberty University.
That one I've heard of.
Okay.
That one I've heard of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So how did you connect? And then I'll ask you about Jamal Bryant. How did you connect with Dr. Because there's a lot of Bryants here, a lot of Dr. Bryants here. How did you connect with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? How did this happen?
How did this occur was I did a qualitative research on who was speaking about Cheyenne Bryant. So what I did was I looked online, who's talking about Cheyenne Bryant, who's releasing press releases about Cheyenne Bryant. One of the most notorious media platforms that was discussing about Cheyenne Bryant was Dr. Jamal Bryant. So I decided to send him an email and inform him of what occurred. Also, it was very personal because I didn't really believe in his behavior and his decision making. He's a pastor. And so for him to criticize Dr. Cheyenne Bryant about and speculate on whether or not she had a degree, I don't think that was Christ-like, as that's a huge contradiction in the Christian tenets. You're not supposed to deteriorate and be derogative towards your fellow Christian. So I didn't necessarily agree with that stance. But because he took the stance on, apologize about placing her on the platform. Because he took that stance, I want to provide him with the information. Hey, here's the proof. She has a degree.
No, she does. No, she does.
Basically, you were saying if she don't have a degree, instead of crapping on her, we're gonna get her the degree.
But that's not how degrees work. You don't just give out somebody a degree because you feel sorry for them. If you want to help her in any way, you should have helped her earn her degree. Instead of just saying, I'm going to give her a degree from my 8-week-old university that might be in somebody's basement because he don't have an office.
I'll get her a degree because she's our sister, and what occurred, the narrative that she projected is unfortunate. I'm not someone who's going to try to fact check on whether or not what she said is true or not. That's not my job. What she said was there was a university who fraudulently manipulated her.
Which was a lie.
Not at one time did no one step up and say, this is our sister. We're going to try to help you get your degree, or we're going to try to help retrieve your degree.
That's not how
the masses
works.
Criticized her
That's not
and
how
not one
education
university
works.
stepped up and gave her an earned degree. There were 2 that gave her a honorary doctorates, but not one stepped up and said, "Hey, we could attempt to acquire the
This boy got
transcripts
everybody
in the
Googling.
National Student Clearinghouse and see what type of credit she got and grant her access, grant her credits." Nobody stepped up. Instead, they just criticized.
Let
That's
me raise
not
a
how
hypothetical,
education
and
works.
it's just a hypothetical.
Okay.
If she doesn't have the degree and she wasn't telling the truth, how would you feel?
I will forgive her. Because
Would you want to give her this degree that you gave her?
Yes, because of
And because he's trying to use her name to promote his little raggedy 8-week university. He's trying to use Dr. Cheyenne Bryant's name to promote his university. That's why he would forgive her, and that's why he would still give her the degree, because he wants people to come to his university based off of her having that degree. He's trying to use her to promote his little university.
her circumstances. She possessed. Go ahead.
No, please.
She endured extenuating circumstances. I cannot verify if she had the earned degree from Argosy, but what occurred to her was very devastating. And I know if it was me that occurred,
What was that?
my heart would be
what
broken.
occurred?
And so this has been a very controversial issue, and I just wanted to attempt to assist and provide support where I can as the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University. And it's unfortunate because that could have been a situation where she probably stopped her studies at all. She probably just stopped, because when you look at her,
Have you spoken to her directly?
No, I have spoken to her directly. Yes, I have actually spoken to her directly. Have you spoken to her
directly since the school's been open?
No.
So from my understanding, when he says he had spoken to her directly, I was watching the video earlier. So from my understanding, they were on a reality TV show together in the past. So that was what he was alluding to when he's spoken to her directly. He has not spoken to her directly in some time, to be clear.
No.
Okay, so you've just spoken to her in life. You haven't spoken to her as president of the university.
Yes, correct. This was actually a surprise.
Does she know? Oh, so she doesn't even know you gave her this degree.
He doesn't even know.
This the crazy part. Craziest part.
Got it. Okay, so that complicates things a bit. So then, this is in some ways in defense of Dr. Bryant then, because I can't hold Dr. Bryant accountable for getting a degree from what some people, not me, but what some people would call a diploma mill or a fake university. I can't verify your university one way or the other, so I don't want to speak ill of it. I don't know enough.
Hey, Mark, wow.
Your university, but I can't blame her for getting a degree from this place if she may not even know she got the degree.
She didn't even know.
She might have found out on Jamal Bryant's feed today.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
What the hell?
Well, this has been fascinating, my brother. Genuinely fascinating. How many students do you have now?
Right now we have 250 students. We're a very small private Christian
That ain't
university.
bad for 2 months. How much does it cost to get a PhD out there?
It costs a lot. It costs a lot. It costs $75,000.
How much does she pay?
She didn't pay a dime.
She gonna get a bill? I mean, she don't even know. I'm saying she gonna get a bill.
She didn't pay a dime. It was on the house.
This is kind of like
So imagine you being a person who supposedly attended this university, getting a PhD in supposed psychology, and you find you paying $75,000, but he giving out degrees to the chick on TV with her titties out. All right.
This is kind of an ad for your university. It's a way to promote your university as well.
It's not an ad.
Yes, it is.
It's actually me genuinely trying to assist someone who has been under tumultuous scrutiny and need to put.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
So what's the game plan? You gonna send her the degree? How you gonna unveil it? It's gonna be like a.
It's already been mailed. It's already been mailed to her PO box. Her PO box is public information, and I've already mailed her a copy of the degree and her transcripts.
That's crazy. Transcript.
Wow.
What transcript?
You think she's gonna use it?
Regardless,
what transcript?
I really don't care. I really don't care.
You don't care if she
This fool said, I'm mailing her degree and her transcripts. How do you have transcripts when you didn't go to class? There are no earned credits. How you get a transcript?
If you promote you, okay.
I mean, at this point, it's sort of, she's at the end of her career. She really has she said it. She has no aspirations to be licensed as a psychologist. She's had a successful career as a life coach.
She
may not use it. As you stated, it's not a prestigious university, so she might not use it.
I'm not saying your university isn't, your university is not prestigious, but one day it could be, right? I mean, everything has to start somewhere. And I'm not going to dish your university just because it doesn't have accreditation or faculty or a building or anything like that. Those things come over time.
Hey, Mark, wow.
I saw her PhD, and before I let you go, I saw her doctorate was signed by you on the left there as president of the university. Who on the right? Who's vice president of the university?
I'm vice president of the university, and just to clarify, we do have accreditation. It's just not recognized.
You don't have real accreditation. You don't have accreditation that would translate to the professional world. You don't have any. Going to schools like that would be a waste of your time. And how are you the president and the vice president? Your degrees, your little degrees do not translate to the real world. Somebody would get that and try to go be a professional counselor, psychologist, or whatever, and get their little feelings hurt, and probably end up in jail.
By the United States Department of Education.
True. It's recognized by God?
By religious accreditation organization.
Okay, fair enough. So this degree is signed by the president and the vice president, and they're both you?
Correct.
Solid. Okay, I think that's all of my questions, Doc. I'm really, really grateful for your time. What do you hope, as I let you go, that Jamal Bryant take away from all of this?
Nothing.
What I want to say is I have the utmost respect for Jamal Bryant. I cannot be upset at Jamal Bryant, as I think that a lot of his narrative stems from ignorance. He stated that he couldn't even read the accreditation certificate. He stated that the school was not recognized by the state, even though there's documentation from the state. All I can hope and pray is for Jamal to change his heart regarding Cheyenne Bryant and to implement a more Christ-like ideology and forgive her for whatever speculation that you may have and attempt to uplift her. And that's all I can hope. But like I said, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Pastor Bryant.
That makes a lot of sense. By the way, in your letter to Pastor Bryant, you said that you couldn't release her transcripts because of FERPA. FERPA that's like the academic HIPAA, right? That's like the law that protects students so you can't share their records, right?
But remember, remember, he just told us that he emailed Cheyenne her transcripts. Now, FERPA, like asking about FERPA, right? And he said he couldn't release the transcripts because of FERPA, right? So let's be clear. FERPA does protect educational records from being released without student consent. However, FERPA itself does not prevent a student from voluntarily releasing transcripts, dissertations, diploma, and coursework, and all those things there. But from one institution to the other going through parchment, you should be able to get them credentials.
Yes.
But you don't actually have her records.
I do have her records.
How'd you get her records?
I'm the president of Indiana Southwest Christian University.
Wait, you don't have so you don't have any of her previous records. You just have the records over the last 60 days.
Yes, I have her official transcript from Indiana Southwest Christian University.
But there is no transcript because she didn't take any classes.
There is a transcript. She has it. It's in her mailbox.
How many credits did she get?
She attained 60 credits.
So you only need 60 credits to get your doctorate?
At our institution, yes. There's many institutions across the state that
if this ain't some nigga shit, I don't know what it is. And this be my problem, man. Like, black people love to And it's not just me. Black people, we love to run businesses, institutions, all these different things like it's damn Popeyes and wonder why we never have no real power. There is power in starting your own institution, but there is no power in running it like a nigga.
So you can get a doctorate with 30 credits. There are some institutions you can get
Like
a 30
where?
credit. Oklahoma State University, Liberty University, Campbellsburg University. There's very small schools. Yeah.
Got it. I know exactly what kind you're talking about. Okay, Doc. I want to thank you. This has been great. Appreciate your time. If there's any way we can be a resource, you're always welcome back here to talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Have a blessed day.
And to be clear, at the end, Mark Lamont Hill was talking about diploma mills. But once again, he was trying to use the FERPA thing, but the institution can get the information if they need. But remember, the ultimate thing is there is no transcripts because she didn't attend any classes. He created a transcript for her. So, and remember, credentials matter because societies place trust in physicians, psychologists, attorneys, professors, all the reasons why you have to go through the rigor that you go through to be credentialed. Because you're dealing with people's lives and their problems, and you're supposed to be professional and credentialed enough to actually help that person rather than hurting that person because you're playing doctor. Right. So this controversy is ultimately bigger than one individual because, it's scammers connecting, right? Scammers are just connecting out here, right? But it raises important questions about the difference between legal authority to issue a degree, academic legitimacy, and public trust. Even if an institution can lawfully confer a degree under its own policies, audiences, employers, licensing bodies, and the broader academic community may still evaluate whether that credential reflects standards they recognize. Those standards are in place for a reason, once again, to help protect people. Remember, in the beginning, Cheyenne was trying to skirt the licensing and use all red herring arguments for the licensing, trying to say it's not needed, but it's needed to help protect the patient and protect the professional. Because when you sign up to do things like this, you sign up to actually empower people, to help people help themselves, to pour into people. But clearly, people like Dr. Pitts and Dr. Bryant have signed up to scam the masses. Ain't that a bitch, man? Ain't that a bitch, man? So it is, man. I told you it's gonna be funny. It's fun, but it's sad at the same time. And it's always sad because this is another scam being ran on the black community. Maybe one day we'll wake up and stop being so susceptible to scamming. So, with that being said, please hit that like button once again. Hit that like button, comment, hype, subscribe, share. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate everybody's support. Happy Friday. And I'll see y'all later.